All right, so here's the first of, in addition to momentum, the next big definition we need to grapple with is the definition of impulse. Now, first of all, what does impulse mean? Have you ever made an impulse buy, like that candy bar that you grab when you're in the checkout line? Or do you know anybody who is impulsive? What do these terms mean? Do you notice that it has to do with time, doesn't it? It's something you don't really spend a whole lot of time thinking about. When it's an impulse buy, you grab it without thinking about it. When somebody is impulsive, they tend to make decisions without spending a lot of time thinking over the consequences, perhaps. So impulse involves time, and sure enough, in physics, it also involves time. Impulse, which is given by a capital I, is force times time. Now this is where we go back to the golf ball example. When you're hitting a golf ball with a golf club, you are applying a force. You're essentially pushing the ball off the tee. And like I said, if you can make good contact, which means keeping the ball on the club face for several milliseconds, that is going to extend the time during which you are applying your force. So notice that you could calculate the amount of impulse you're delivering to the ball if you multiply the force you are applying by the time. Now let's just for fun work on the units here. And remember the units of force in the metric system are newtons. And the units of time are seconds. And so the units of impulse are newton seconds. But it turns out, remember Newton was just shorthand for something else, wasn't it? It turns out that newtons, if you recall, are actually just this uglier system of units, kilogram meter per second squared. That's what a newton is if we expand it as opposed to using the shorthand. Now think about what happens when you multiply a kilogram meter per second squared times seconds. Notice that the seconds, this seconds right here, will cancel with one of these seconds down here. Really, the second squared is just second times second in the denominator. So therefore, when we do the math of the units here, I'm left with kilogram meters per second as the unit of my impulse. And if you review a couple of pages back when we defined momentum, you should notice a similarity with these units.